Hi there, I just wanted to show you a project that I'm working on today because it might come in handy for somebody out there. The thing I'm installing is a corner shower basket, and I thought that these were pretty cool after seeing them in a hotel. So I decided to get some and put them in our shower here. Now, here's one that's installed, but the thing that I wanted to share with you guys out there is some of the challenges that I face with this. One is this wall is not square, and so you can see that there's a gap here between the wall and the shower basket. So I had to make some shims to go in there, which seems to be pretty good. But I'll show you how to do that. And the second thing is, it says that to install these, you're supposed to have a stud brace behind here so that the screws can go into the stud. Well, I don't have that on this shower, and obviously I don't want to cut a hole in the wall to put that backing there, so I wanted to come up with some other way to make this stable. I think what I did is ultimately pretty good because you can see here this is pretty sturdy, and all it has to hold is soap and shampoo bottles. But I'll just take a look and show you what the issue is here. So when you drill a hole through the tile in the wall, you got this empty hole. There's nothing back here for the screws to go into. In the instructions, it says to use this 3/16 drill bit to put a hole in the wall, which is obviously much bigger than the screw that is supposed to go through the wall. Oh, sorry. So the implication here is that there is some wood on the other side for the screw to go into, but if you don't have that, this hole is just going to be way too big, and the screw is going to be floating around in there. So what I decided to do was use a smaller drill bit, this 1/8 inch drill bit, which is smaller than the outside diameter of the screw, so the threads are going to be able to bite into the wall and into the tile, almost like a masonry fastener, like a Tapcon. These are the stainless steel screws that came with it, though, which is the ones that I needed to use. So in the instructions, it says to use silicone to seal the screw as it goes into the hole, okay? But silicone isn't a very good adhesive, right? So what I wanted to try to do is get some additional fixation of the screw to the wall board and to the tile. So what I decided to do was use this Gorilla Glue because it expands, and so I thought is that once I put Gorilla Glue in the hole, that it would not only work to seal the hole and glue the screw into the wall, but it would also form, if I injected the glue into the hole, it would form sort of a blob back here, and then as it expanded, it would actually wrap around the screw and form an anchor almost in place, so that the screw would be much less likely to come out because there would be a blob of Gorilla Glue back here. So let's take a look at how to get prepared for this. First thing you want to do, and you can see I'm working on the second one down here, but you use a level to make these lines level. Okay, so you just draw the lines, and then you can take the basket, put it up, line it up with those lines, and then drill the holes. You can see I've drilled the holes there already. One trick about drilling the holes that I found was useful was to actually pre-drill the first part of the hole with a bigger bit, a 3/16 bit like this. That kind of helps get the hole started with a bigger bit that doesn't flex as much, and then you can finish drilling the hole with the small bit. After the holes are drilled, you can use like a spray bottle like this to shoot a little bit of water into the hole, because the Gorilla Glue requires some moisture to cure fully. After that, I take the Gorilla Glue and put it into a syringe like this, and then inject it into the holes. So that's nothing more than just taking the syringe, putting it on the hole, and then squirting the glue in there. And after that happens, you just take the screws and then run them in, which we'll go over in a second. Now, the shims I found were good to make from this plastic kind of faucet tubing here. It's got that kind of end on it, but see the other end right there? You just kind of slice off the sections that you need, and you get these kind of spacers like this. So once you have these, you can put them back there, and the Gorilla Glue, any extra Gorilla Glue on the side that is not square, will just flow into this little cylinder here and help to seal off the hole. So those are the same shims that I've got here on this one, and they actually do a pretty good job of snugging up to that wall. And when you're standing over